How's everybody doing? It's me, Kenny, from DFSXperts. Going to give you a breakdown of this 8-game slate today. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July yesterday. It's kind of weird with 4th of July being in the middle of the week. Today feels more like a Monday than anything. Uh, it doesn't really feel like a Thursday at all. Slate-wise, it does. It's just that, you know how it goes. Yesterday for me, I ended up spending some time with the co-founder, my best friend, Marcus Roberson. He's killing it with the music right now. About 9 months ago, he stepped away from DFS, and he's been doing production and doing his music thing, doing a great job. He came in from Chicago yesterday. I got to see him do a little day drinking, man. Do what we do. Great time, man. I had a good time with him. I hope y'all did too. Doing all the things y'all you do for 4th of July. Baseball wise, I played a little bit. It was pretty much a break even kind of day, and I'm ready for today. Today is like I mentioned, an 8-game slate. I'm not. It's not obviously Verlander. I'm not going to be breaking any news there. He's going to be the top guy. He's also the most expensive guy by far. And below that, the next two pitchers I like are Marco Gonzalez and Jeremy Hellickson. So if that tells you what kind of day it is, that's what kind of day it is. It's top heavy Verlander, and then kind of what are you going to do from there? On FanDuel, you're going to have to make a decision. If you're going to roster Verlander, you're going to have to find some value bats. No doubt about it. So, on FanDuel, I may end up going more of the Gonzalez Hellickson route. But it's just going to depend on how you want to go about things. But Verlander against the White Sox, it just seems like it's and it is it should be a no-brainer play for cash. What I will add to it is Moncada has been really hot lately. If you're looking for somebody that's gonna like a one-off to attack him, that'd be where I'd go. Would be Moncada, 3,300 on FanDuel, 3,800 on DraftKings. So any White Sox are a risky play, but we've noticed lately that the stud pitching hasn't always been stud like. So it's a risky proposition spending that much money on a pitcher and then not getting the right return for it. So it's a risk even when it doesn't seem like it's a risk. So you got to think outside. You got to think of other routes to go as well. DraftKings, it's I feel comfortable going with like Verlander or pairing with Gonzalez. If you want to get a little bit more room for bats, Shelby Miller for Arizona. He's projected to allow just under 4 runs, so that's it's a bit of a risky proposition there. But he did give up 5 Ks, had 90 some pitches his last outing, so he should be good to go for hopefully 6 innings or so, and do his thing against San Diego, and that's really the only reason I like Shelby Miller against San Diego is that, San Diego isn't exactly all that. It'd be even better if they were playing in San Diego, but they're not. But there's just not a lot there, pitching-wise. 8-game slate. You just have, top end and, a lot of mid-tier. Matthew Boyd. I like him decently. I'm not going to roster him any, but he's at least worth mentioning. And that's about it, y'all. Hitting-wise, chalk stacks are going to be Houston and I think Minnesota against Andrew Kashner. He's going to give up. He's a terrible pitcher. He usually gives up a lot of runs. I do have him as if you're playing on DraftKings and you're looking for SP2. If you're looking just to basically punt the position and hope for the best and just go get some bats. I have him as an option, but it's not an option that I would recommend. I would definitely like to get some Minnesota bats, specifically the lefty bats. Escobar, you can Rosario, Polanco is 2,700 on FanDuel, so and 3,000 on DraftKings. So he's you get a discount there against a shitty pitcher. So definitely something to look at. Houston's going to be chalk. Your righties, obviously, Albies, Bregman's been, off the charts. Altuve, Gaddis. If you want to go Jake Marisnick to save a little money, you can. But they're going to be pretty chalky. Washington is listed as chalky, but I don't have too much Washington. I definitely don't have any Bryce Harper. Watch him hit 2-3 home runs a day, but I don't have a lot of him. The only Washington guy I really have is Soto. I can see some Trey Turner too if you're looking for somebody to steal some bases or whatnot, but that's not really a route that I'm going. It's just Vegas has them as allowing over 5 runs, so I figure that's worth noting. Now take me a little drink of Mountain Dew. Gotta be classy, y'all. Gotta extend the pinky. But so yeah, I like Arizona more than I like Washington in that against Eric Lauer. That throws Goldschmidt in there. Also Nick Ahmed. I like to go to the well there. He's 3,300 on DraftKings, 32. No, he's not 3,200. He's 2,600 on FanDuel. So you're getting the discounted price there. Anytime he faces a lefty, I like to put him because I'll pair him, in lines with Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt, I fully expect to do his thing tonight. I would expect him to go deep at least once, and if not go deep, he's going to get a home run's worth of points. I would fully expect tonight. But AJ Pollock as well. You're not getting the he's right up there at he's 3,600 on FanDuel, so you get a little bit of a discount, a little bit of one. DraftKings, you're paying $5,000 for him, 4,900 base, 4,900. So basically $5,000. You can get a little bit of a discount with him on FanDuel, but an Arizona stack I do like. Texas, just because of the weather. They're facing lefties, so it neutralizes some of those guys. So you're looking more in the Shields. I don't think Beltre will play, but also Profar, Chirinos, those guys. You'll look more in that direction. Seattle's going to be someone I'll have a little bit of. D. Gordon, just those stolen bases, especially on FanDuel. Those 6 points will, he hadn't been getting as many of late, but if he can get on base, I fully expect him to steal a base and, score a couple runs. However you get your points is how you get your points. And on DraftKings, he's only 3,700. FanDuel, he's 3,400, but DraftKings, you get a little bit more of a discount, so if you are running those Verlander-Gonzalez lines, you can fit him in there, and he's right around, I think after you have Verlander and Gonzalez, you have about 3,700 left. So, he fits right in there with it. You can go with Ahmed, and then here's a core for you on DraftKings while I'm thinking about it. You can go Verlander and Gonzalez, and then you can go Ahmed and Goldschmidt, and then fit you in some. Then go with Polanco, and you're getting some exposure against Cashner. You're getting some exposure against the lefty for Arizona, and you're getting definitely the top pitcher, and then one of the top 2 pitchers below him. So that would be somewhere I'd go. I'd also look at Milwaukee. Keon Broxton is you see him on SportsCenter making those plays in center field, but he can also hit the ball. He's been hitting pretty well since he's been called up. So, and him and Hernan Perez. Hernan Perez is always somebody I look at when he's facing lefty, kind of like in that same Nick Ahmed range. It's a boom or bust sort of deal, but with his price, FanDuel I believe is 2,100. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you. 2,000. So he's mid-price. There's risk there in the price, but that zero isn't gonna hurt you as much as somebody else. Mike Trout. I'm not saying he's gonna get a zero, but Mike Trout gets a zero. That's not gonna be looking good for you. But Perez on the other hand, or someone in that range, Ahmed, Riddle for Miami, 2,100. any of those guys, if you're paying min price for them, it's sort of a get what you pay for. But at the same time, if they do what you, if they do work for you, I mean, it doesn't take much for them to exceed their value. In that same breath, I mean, Pena for Milwaukee at catcher, that's more of if you're stacking Milwaukee, like if you're going with him and Braun and Perez or Broxton, or some combination thereof. You might want to put Pena on FanDuel, but DraftKings, there you go. That's a good punt. At catcher, Torino, same thing for Texas. If you're getting your Profar and your Profar and the Shields in, it's a good route to go. What it's gonna come down to is how you balance who you spend for it pitching. If you end up spending up for Verlander, you're gonna look more into the like Minnesota with Polanco, with Cave, with Kepler. Also you'd probably venture into some Angels, maybe like Ian Kinsler, possibly 2,900. That's a nice cheap play. And then you'll I would definitely look at, if you're playing Verlander, I'd look at Perez for 2,000 as a punt. He's a third baseman on FanDuel, so slide him there, put him in the utility range, and then you spend you put a couple of those value guys in there, you'll be able to spend up to get the stacks that you want, or if you're looking for a particular one-off you really want to get, you're gonna have to play some of those guys like in that really cheap range. Cave for Minnesota, Perez, Broxton, Polanco, Chirinos or Pena. You'll probably end up playing a catcher. Victor Martinez, 2,300 on FanDuel. That's and 2,900 on DraftKings. That's a really good play. Because Victor Martinez, he's not going to necessarily hit a home run for you, but at his price on both sides, he'll usually get you a hit or two, score a run. If he gets you 8 points, you'll take that from him. And then from there, you can go and spend up the way you want. You can go spend up on your Houston. Get a Bregman if you want, or get an Altuve, or however you go. Kind of like it was the last video I talked about with Tampa Bay. Today it's going to be more Minnesota, and with that, Minnesota is a really good stack against Cashner. So you're spending on the low end of it. You can get Escobar, but you need to probably have some Polanco and Cave. Just like with Milwaukee, you might want to get some Braun, I guess, but you need to get some Broxton, and you probably need to get some Perez just to balance things out. You don't want to go with a bunch of one-offs in your line. You want to try to do, you want to put at least, pair them with somebody, or, 3 of them, or, full out and do the max 4. Just trying to come up with different lineup strategies for y'all. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think I've really covered a whole lot of stuff. You gotta nail that pitching. If you go top notch, you're going with value. If you go with Gonzalez or Hellickson on FanDuel, it frees you up. You just you go with the stacks that you feel are best. Whether it's Arizona, whether it's Houston, or if you think I'm wrong and you think Bryce Harper is going to do something tonight, because I jinxed him, go on with it. I would not shock me. I mean, I'm known to be wrong, so yes, is what it is. The whole being wrong thing, I will transition real take a sharp right, and something happened last night. I had one of my customers, one of the members in our group, he said something about he was in a single entry tournament, and he took a picture and showed us that there were 2 to 3 people that had the same line or the same name that were had multi-entered. Then we told him he should message DraftKings or message FanDuel. They messaged him back and just said that there was no multi-entering, that it was a single entry, and that there was no problems. And so today, I mean, I'm from the age of online poker. Online poker, there was so much colluding. There was so much. You could go to if you went to a cash table, you could be likely to be with 4 or 5 people that are, got a whole game plan worked out, and they're just looking to take your money. So from that age, and just the fact that just as people, we're known to, when the powers that be are doing corrupt shit, we're gonna call them out. I mean, that's just sort of our thing. Well, what ended up happening was it was I think it was called the Sack Fly tournament. It was a little dollar tournament on FanDuel. It was a 3-entry tournament, but when you looked for your score, it turned it says single entry on it in the picture. So they didn't explain that part. I had somebody actually let us know what the deal was, and I just wanted to apologize because I jumped the gun on that. I was completely wrong. FanDuel didn't they weren't letting, it wasn't a single entry tournament. It was just a 3-max tournament. It was just a glitch on their part. And I just want you to know that if I'm wrong about something, I have no problem admitting it. I think that's a quality in people that is something that we're letting go of. I mean, just in this day and age. I mean, if you're wrong about something, you're wrong, and it takes a big person to admit it. And I mean, I'm a big person, so I guess it's easier for me to admit when I'm wrong. And plus, I'm married, so I know that I'm wrong a lot. But no, FanDuel's not trying to, it's best on my knowledge, they're not trying to, multi-enter people, take your money, that sort of deal. It's a fair playing field. You got as good a shot as anybody. You just got to put those skills into play and get a little lucky. And with that, I think we're going to end this for today. I hope y'all found it informative. Let me just kind of overview just real quick. Basically, Verlander or Gonzalez or Hellickson's where I'm looking at pitching, maybe Shelby Miller. And then from there, if you go Verlander, you're looking more at Minnesota for your stacks. To open up somewhere like Arizona or Houston or Washington, wherever you go. Now with Minnesota, they have they're facing Helix or Cashner, so it's a good play anyway. You're just going to go more the value side of it, like with Polanco, Cave, Joe Mauer's not going to be, I don't have Joe Mauer down as a option, but he's not going to be terribly, he's not going to be stupid expensive or anything. So that one, and then Milwaukee with Broxton, with Perez, that'll open you up to spend up. Now, if you go value with Gonzalez or Hellickson or Miller, you can do whatever you want with your bats, and it just comes to who's starting, who fits best for you, what combinations work best. Here in a little bit, for the spreadsheet people, I'm gonna get our cores up for the spreadsheet. It's a list of 5 players that you can put in your lineups, build around those. 7 different options for everybody, both on FanDuel and DraftKings. If you're interested in what I've been talking about, or you want to know why the hell I'm telling you to play certain people, go get our spreadsheet, DFSXperts.com. All of our spreadsheets that come with access to our chats for all of our sports. We got baseball going now and PGA NASCAR going strong. Don't forget this Sunday or Saturday is going to be the race at Daytona, so it's not going to be Sunday. And also Jeremy Radke is going to be doing we're going to hope to get him on YouTube and do a live session. He's our NASCAR guy. He knows his shit. He will give you, I'm a stats guy, but I'm not so good at conveying them. I just kind of like to convey my feelings on things. That's just sort of how I roll. He's really, really good at, putting it all together. Dude's a star at this, and he probably does know it, but I'm look forward to letting the world see what he does with his NASCAR. We should be doing that maybe tomorrow or Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon before the race. But get the spreadsheet, y'all. DFSexperts.com. Go to the Facebook page, DFS Experts. We will get you hooked up. If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe to the videos. I really appreciate it. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good day. Peace.